Morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, September 11th, and just checking, making sure everything is going online as expected, and we are. All right, awesome. So, how is everybody today? Can't believe it's been 18 years since 9/11, and just every day in our thoughts, and we'll leave it there. So, grab your coffee and let's start having a discussion. So, first thing, want to talk a little accounting and talk zero. At ZeroCon in San Diego and in Brisbane, they announced the Stripe bank feed, and I am glad to tell you all that it is now available. You can go ahead and click on Add Bank Account, and you will see Stripe listed on that first screen with all of the direct feeds there. And just click Stripe, follow the prompts, really easy to set up. Best thing is, if you are using it and you're using Zero for invoicing, everything's going to come back greenlit. So all you got to do is click OK. And for those that aren't using it, aren't using invoicing in Zero, it's still going to make things super easy because now you're going to have all the details flowing into Zero, make it real easy to know exactly what comprises your Stripe balance. So definitely recommend that. Tie that to autopay. Yeah, great job, Zero. Thank you so much. So the other topic that I wanted to talk about today is iPhone's announcement yesterday. So, and it's picking up my iPhone here, and I just got a notification, so that kind of squirreled me there for a second. But big announcement yesterday, iPhone 11, and there are three models: the iPhone 11, the 11 Pro, and the 11 Pro Max. So pricing on those start at $699 for the 11 and go up to $1,099 for the 11 Pro Max. And yes, that is a mouthful to say. So my question to you is, are you going to upgrade to the iPhone 11 or one of its other models? Just in the comments, yay or nay, just let us know what you're going to do there. So the pricing on the 11 actually comes down on that base model because I believe last year's base started at $749. So I think Apple's starting to hear that they're starting to price out of the market and they're making it a little more affordable. So definitely something to look at. Those of us with kids with iPhones, it's crazy to give them $1,000 phone. So, having that at $699 is a really good option. Now, the main differences between the 11 and the Pros is battery life and the camera. So starting with battery life, the 11 Pro is supposed to get 4 additional hours of battery life. The 11 Pro Max is supposed to get 5 extra hours of battery life. So that would be great. Love to see that. And battery life is always important because these have become a part of, it's an appendage now. It's part of this hand. It never goes anywhere. Whether I'm working or doing accounting, it's on this. I'm everywhere with this. So it is definitely a necessity and part of every day. So the other differentiator is the camera. And you can see on this camera, you have that standard little oval there. Well, the 11 Pros have a square opening, and you'll notice it has 3 lenses. It actually has a tri-lens system, which will allow you to do wide, ultra wide, and telephoto, which is supposed to be a differentiator. And for those that are using their iPhone for things like this, broadcasting or photography, those creators out there, it's definitely going to be one of those things that's going to differentiate that for them. And my question to you is this enough to make you go and upgrade over a 10 to the 11? And if you are, Pro or the base model, what are you thinking? So from my perspective, I've had the Max or whatever that large size is, and I still can't type on the dang thing. So bigger the better. And like I said, I use it for everything. I work in Zero in the browser on it because I can still be faster than in the mobile app. Although the mobile app is awesome, there are certain things I'm doing that I'm doing from the accountant perspective that I want to do in the app, and having the larger phone actually helps. So that's my perspective. Am I going to upgrade it at this point? I am not sure if I'm going to do that, but time will tell. I know Abby won't be upgrading at this time. So the other part of the conversation is do we stay with Apple? Do we move to Android? What's the thought out there? Who is on the Apple and who's on Android? And who, I want to know why you're using your Android and why you're using your Apple and why you would never change. So I'd love for you to comment on that, why you would never change to the competitor phone. You're using either Apple or Android, and why. And love to hear that, and we can go from there. But I got to say, before I had my iPhone, I think my first iPhone was a 4 or 5. I'm not exactly sure. But I've probably been on an iPhone for now 5 or 6 years. And I cannot see going back. When I made the jump, I had a Windows brick phone. And then I went to an Android. And it was amazing the change there. But then once I got to the iPhone, it was just simpler and easier to use, and everything just worked. And you're using the same operating system across the board on every Apple device, not whether you're using this version of Android and that version of Android, this vendor's user. So it's mostly Apple versus Samsung now. Samsung makes great products, but for me, I'm going to stay with the Apple until they truly price me out, and then we'll see what happens there. But at this point, I don't see that happening. And that actually leads to the question I'm going to ask coming up on a future day. It's PC versus Mac. And that's one of those questions that, it's like, is it worth spending $3,300 on a MacBook Pro? So, at that point, we'll see. But like I said, question for another day. Today, let's talk Apple versus Android. Are you upgrading to that 11? And that's it. So with that, I'm going to say it's back to taxes for a couple more days, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. Until then, have a great day, and we'll see you later.